just hopping right in.
Yeah, we're just going to hop right into it. Episode 27 of the Kitchen Hook Podcast. You know, your hosts got Hilgs over there in his Philly cap. Switches up the ball cap every weekend. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've got like a 2 or 3 ball, hat rotation. I gotta start switching things up. I got a lot more options over there, but I gotta switch it
I'm
up.
not gonna lie, I noticed that, so I was like, dang, I gotta start doing that because I noticed I was wearing the same hat.
Hey, I appreciate you calling me out, dude. I appreciate
Hey, that's just not being complacent with how you look.
Yeah. Just keep it a buck with me. I appreciate
Absolutely. Not really a whole lot on the docket today.
I'm kind of excited about this one, Bush, because of just what we were just talking about before we hit record. Just to have a little debate.
Absolutely.
I think that'll be fun. Yeah. Just a good old fashioned hoops debate.
And people who watch the video of this are gonna notice a couple changes to the video episodes. I'm not gonna say really what it is until you guys see it, but so it's just leveling up just little bit. But
always got to be 1% better.
Absolutely.
As they say.
I live by that every day, dude. I saw a great quote today from a movie. What was it? Oh, there it is. I was like, dang, that actually sits pretty well. He goes, "There are no two more harmful words in the English language than good job." And I was like sitting there thinking, and he gave the explanation, and I sat there and think about it, and I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. He's like, because his explanation was some dude like messed up a performance, like a music performance for jazz or whatever, where they were taking that really strict, and he got scolded like straight up. Dude, his like teacher or whatever just got pissed at him and was getting mad, called him every name in the book or whatever, and the dude's point was basically like, so-and-so doesn't become so-and-so if that music instructor just said, hey, even though you messed up, you did a good job, because then he's going to go home thinking, oh, nice, yeah, no, I did do a good job. Instead, he went home and just like practiced and became the best at what he did, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty relevant to the sports world. A lot of good jobs just get handed out these days, man, for no reason.
I think that's why we've maintained this relationship, Bushel Beans, because we're not too afraid to just keep it a buck with each other every once in a while,
Nope.
It's a good thing.
Hey, man, that's how you know you have good friends, is the ones that you can keep it real with.
Just be real with every once in a while, man. It doesn't hurt anybody.
No, not at all. It's nothing personal. But as you guys know, Team USA today lost 111 to 113 to Germany in the semifinals of the FIBA World Cup game. And honestly, it was rather embarrassing to watch. Truthfully.
Yeah, you're not happy about it.
No, not really. I know I rattled off those records to you, but that I feel like we take the Olympics more serious, or way more serious. I feel like that's more of a prestigious event to us.
Yeah.
And two, like, our season is so long, and then the way these World Cup games are played out, these international tournaments are played out, they fall right into the off season of the NBA. So those guys don't get really much of an off season, but at the same time, like, we do not take it serious enough, and it shows.
I think you said it last episode, that we may see a different roster for the Olympics. And I think you were pretty right about that. I don't see any wrong in what you're saying, especially with, and before I say that, I'll note that I straight up said that I thought this team could have won gold, which I think they could have, but something we'll get into a little bit later, I guess, or maybe now, but To me, the World Cup and like international and Olympic games are a lot like the March Madness,
Mm-hmm.
where not necessarily the best team wins every single time,
Yeah.
because it just takes one in these games to knock you out of gold contention. Um, and this team was obviously very inexperienced at the international level, but basically what I'm saying is, does that mean we weren't the best team? Maybe. Who knows? But Germany put together a better performance than we did today, and that's what happens in these international contests.
No, yeah, for sure. We'll play Canada for bronze, and honestly, I thought that was going to be the team we played for gold going into the
Mm.
going into bracket play. But just watching today and watching this morning, dude, we've had no like there was no pride on defense and no pride on getting stops when we needed to. Like 113 in international play, you don't see that.
So, did you watch the whole game?
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's a great point, what you just said. I don't know if anybody caught that, but that is very high scoring in international play.
And
Um, but what was your takeaway from the game? Like, as a coach, you know, don't necessarily just, give the basic answer, but what was your true analysis of what like Germany really did well against us?
I feel they exploited just how the NBA. If you guys watch the NBA ball screens and just screens in general, you see a lot of just switching 1 through 5 because you have to. The way we
Mm,
play, the way the NBA's played it, so spread out and faster, like an AAU pace style game. And the thing with that is like we were getting switched. Austin Reeves is getting switched on to Daniel Tice from the Boston Celtics, who used to play for the Celtics, and you're just sitting there watching. You're
mm,
like, man, you just can't win those battles. Like, he's just too little, and
yeah.
we had no true big either. Like the one thing that I questioned is we had Walker Kessler, who's 7 foot. I mean, okay, he's not out there to score, but he's 7 foot. Rudy Gobert's not out there to
Mm,
score. You know what I mean? He's out there to defend the rim. Why couldn't we just put him out there to
yeah.
maybe defend the rim and get some rebounds? Because Germany got us on the offensive rebound. But like
Yeah.
the way I just saw it, I just felt like I texted you. I was just like, man, there's just no energy or pride defensively down. Like in certain key stretches where it felt like our offense was clicking, and when your offense is clicking and you don't care on defense and you're just kind of letting them stay in rhythm,
Mm,
late in the game they're still going to be in rhythm, and that's dangerous for any basketball team. I don't care how good you are. You know, if
yeah.
you let a team hang around, they're going to be they're going to be able to beat you. And I think it's just
That's funny you say that. I was literally just about to say or ask you if you thought it was a case of maybe letting a team stick around to maybe steal one
oh yeah.
from you at the end of the
Oh,
game.
we got up by like 8 at one point, and then let them go on a 9-0 run or something like that, and then it just that kind of flipped the tables of it.
Mm,
And um, I don't know, it felt it was just a weird game, and it's just we gotta. I don't want to hear people say like realistically, I don't like anymore hearing this. Oh, that's our C team or that's our D team over there playing. We just wait till our top tier A team plays in the Olympics next year. All right. Well, if these guys on the Olympic team, Mikal Bridges, Therese Halliburton, people who were notably outspoken about that track guy, what was his name?
Lyles.
Noah
Lyles.
Lyles, what he said
Yeah.
about world champions, and then they want to say, buddy, do you see what league we play in? Da da da. Like, okay, then you just said you're the best. You should be able to go into the World Cup and easily dominate, and
Mm.
they showed that they clearly couldn't.
I think, man, I think it's a testament to, even though, like, we'll say this, and we know this as college coaches, when you're recruiting an international player, like the goal for those international players is to make it to college in America, So like, yes, that is the goal, but just a testament to how good some of these leagues are in these countries that have players that maybe you've never heard of but are top tier basketball players and can beat you if you're not on your A game. Um, like to kind of address what you were saying, Bush, like, do I still think the NBA is the best league regardless of this? Yes, I do 100%.
Absolutely.
But I 100% agree with you. If you're gonna flex that, I guess you better come out and show it. And everybody knows, like we talked about it a little bit ago, anybody can beat anybody on a given day. But um, no, I think that's a great point. Is like if you're gonna put that out there, we got to make it
Yeah.
happen.
And to me too, like I just wish we would take international play as a whole more serious at this level, at the high level, because at the end of the day, like man, I want to be the best country in basketball. I want to just be, I want to be able to just everyone, any team we put together, be able to go out there and do like what any Team USA team is expected to do now that we've won 4 straight Olympic golds. You know, because what I mean by that is like like I told you, our Olympic record, we've lost 6 Olympic games and won 143 with 16 golds and 19 trips. That's impressive. But then you look at our World Cup stats, we're 134 and 31 after this morning's game in 19 appearances with 5 golds, 3 silvers, 4 bronze, and we've no medaled 7 times. We took 7th in 2019 with Jason Tatum and those guys. If you remember that was a disaster. Yeah. Kemba Walker, all those dudes. Mm-hmm. I saw a tweet today.
That was young Jason Tatum.
I saw a tweet today that said, you know what sucks about Team USA losing this game is there was a lot of dudes on that team that were highly sought guys coming up in the NBA, and this like really hurts them, and now people really are gonna critique them a little bit more just off of this appearance in the World Cup. And I was like, man, that's so true, because everyone's already
who do you think is going to be a target of that a little bit on this squad?
Jalen Brunson.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think Jalen Brunson just wasn't he wasn't really what he did for the Knicks. Like he wasn't that true point guard that I wanted to see lead the team and just facilitate, and be able to still get some buckets here and there. I just felt like he never had control of it. You can't put blame on Austin Reeves at the end of the day, because he did score. He did put the ball in the bucket. And it's not his fault that the schematics of the defense is just to switch everything, And I was thinking about that before tonight. I was like, I just don't understand how we at the NBA level, I understand that that it's just harder to do screen coverages, but why can't you still teach that? Why can't we do that in the FIBA game when it's not as spread out? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we do that?
Yeah, who knows what some of those conversations were in those timeouts or halftime or whatever. But I think.
Oh, and Jaren Jackson.
Like
sorry,
Jaren
Jackson too was very bad.
He 3 rebounds today. The one for me is that I'm going to ask you on is Jalen Brunson. Like today he had 15 and 7. And I don't know what and 7 assists. I don't know what his numbers were like as a whole, but he looked like he played decent today.
He just couldn't guard, and in the bigger moments of the game, it just felt like he made some dumb plays, made some silly turnovers. Some of his points came late in that run. He did spark that run. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I just wasn't impressed by him, I guess. And too, Jaren Jackson more though, because him being the defensive player of the year, us relying on him as the big, had 19 rebounds in like the last 7 games, I think, or something like that. And like, dude, come on, we need you to be a factor. You have to be a factor. you know.
Yeah, especially defending defensive player of the year, you got to be a presence. I think, man, I wish I would have been able to watch some of these games because I don't know, just something tells me that this team could have got it done,
Oh, they could have.
but
We shot ourselves in the foot.
it's crazy they didn't. Yeah.
So I'll kind of give you the rundown towards the end of it. We got it to within 3. Anthony Edwards hit a 3, got us within 3. We get a stop, come down, and he pulls an OC3 in transition with like 2:30 left, and it's like, bro, we don't need that. Go to the rim. You're in transition. They can't guard you. Let's get
Mhm.
an easy bucket. We're feeling good. Instead, we bail them out and only have to let them play defense
Yeah.
for 4 seconds. That's that NBA mentality of let's get a shot up quick. And it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then they came down and they inbound the ball with like 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and Halliburton like jumped and tried to close out and slid, and that Opes guy hit pump faked and hit a 3, and that put him up 4.
Mhm.
And then we couldn't get a bucket after that, and it was just
Couldn't close it. Yeah.
we were down 1. Like we were down 1 at one point, down 1, had a chance to get a stop and couldn't get a stop. And that's what I was saying earlier about our pride on defense. It just didn't feel like it was there.
Yeah. Well, shoot, talking about this roster, that segues us to what we were talking about. What's your ideal Team USA roster? I want you to go first.
All right. Do you want?
For the people, we did top 8, but I also want to talk about a couple other spots if we have some time.
Do you want me to give the starting 5 and then the 3 off the bench?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Okay. So I got Steph, Anthony Edwards, KD, Bron, and Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid stood up for the U.S. Like, dude,
we have the same starting 5.
Starting 5 destroys people. My bench, I want Damian Lillard coming off because that's a point guard that can score and handle the ball. Draymond Green, because that's a dog defensively. I need someone who's going to light you up defensively if you're not doing your job. And then Anthony Davis, just because, you can. That's just another forceful big, and if you can dominate down low and FIBA play, you're gonna win.
Yeah. So we had 6 of our 8 the same. Damian Lillard coming up. So starting 5 for me was the exact same. And that's to note, I know Joel Embiid has maybe dual citizenship. I don't know what it is. But sources say apparently that Joel Embiid might be able to play with Team USA. So we're going assuming that he might be able to play with Team USA.
Either Team USA or France.
France? Yeah. Okay. So then Damian Lillard coming off the bench for Steph. Then the 2 for sure's for me were Kawhi Leonard being one of them.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And then my other one was Jason Tatum.
Okay.
And I know we just talked about Jason Tatum, but that was when Jason Tatum was just a baby at that point. He's a grown man now, so I think he would be a great Team USA guy. So we got to, I thought about this after we said to do the 8. We only need 2 more for the top 10. So a couple others that I had in mind for that 5 spot was AD. So you said him. And the other one was Jimmy Buckets.
Ooh, okay.
At that 2 spot. Kawhi Leonard, playing the 3. He can also play the 2 a little bit if you need him to. But Kawhi coming in for KD at the 3, and Jimmy Buckets coming in for Anthony Edwards at the 2.
I like that.
Who would be your 2 other guys coming off the bench? You said AD, you said Draymond, you said Damian Lillard.
I would probably, if they're healthy, take Kawhi and PG.
PG was one that came to mind for me as well.
Because I'm looking at defense, man. I need guys that can play defense, but also all these those two dudes that I just named can lock up the best of them and give you 40.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let me ask you this then. Is there anybody on this roster, this current USA roster, that you would consider having on this team?
Consider like
Not obviously not including Anthony Edwards.
no one.
Really?
Maybe Mikal Bridges, because he's like he can knock down. He's a knockdown 3 point spot up 3 point shooter,
Hmm.
and he can defend too. But
I feel like he's a great international guy.
that's it. Honestly, that's it.
Mm. One for me would be, and I think with time, he'll have a lot. He would have a lot better showing than Banchero.
Yeah,
I think he's
he
still a
was.
pup and he's learning the game a lot.
Talk about someone who has no attack moves.
Really,
I
jump
kind of
shots.
noticed that. Like it felt like how Braun can just bully people down the lane. It felt like he's
Hmm.
just so used to being able to give you that in and out to the right and just right dribble bully you down the lane that he couldn't
Yeah,
really do that because he's a bigger
but I think, but you think about this with Banchero is he just came from summer league, didn't he?
No, he didn't play in summer league.
Or no, he's had a year in the NBA. He has 1 year in the NBA
Mm-hmm.
and then gets thrown into and had a pretty good rookie year and gets thrown into international play. Like I feel like he's gonna have his struggles, but if he continues his trajectory in the NBA and then gets another shot at a Team USA, I think he's gonna be a dude that I would consider having on the roster.
For sure. I just hope, like I really hope that next year that they we put and I know the roster will look different, but it's just what I mean. Like that's just what I want, just because you always want to be the best, and I'd like to be the best country, always winning gold.
What about Devin Booker?
I considered Book too.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's just so hard because too you like for me, I don't want for me personally, like the thing that was so unique about 08 and 12, I think, to me about those teams, especially 08, is because how balanced it was in every position. You had your big three in D Wade, Braun, and Kobe. And then you had extremely good role players in Chris Bosh, Dwight Howard, um, Jason Kidd, CP3, Carmelo at the time. Like Carmelo too, coming off, or I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
he came off the bench or if he started, but he would be a spark plug of a
Yeah.
scorer. And then you just Carlos Boozer, and that team was just balanced. Same with 2012. They added
Mm-hmm.
KD, got rid of D Wade. Just more. It's just balanced scoring. I don't want five guys out there who are just going for theirs. I want a couple dudes out there that you can really look for to score. Like establish, okay, you guys are the guys, and I need to build around them with perfect role players.
Yeah, and I think that's evident in the lack of experience. I think there were probably a number of guys. I think Anthony Edwards certainly emerged as the dude on the team. But I think there was, excuse me, probably a couple other guys trying to slide into that number two spot that is that second killer,
Mm-hmm.
and they might not have been able to figure it out.
No. Down the stretch, I wanted the ball. There was couple possessions in a row. It felt like Anthony Edwards needed to have the ball, and we went straight to Mikal Bridges and then Austin Reeves, and it's like, guys, like, hey. I understand you two are scoring too, but this guy is rolling. He's our crunch time dude. He needs to be
Yeah,
creating,
it's
and
winning
then
time.
if he can kick to you, knock it down.
That's what I say, man. Like in close games, I would probably rather have, out of everything I'd want in the game, I would want the best player on the floor Like
with the ball.
I'm talking if yeah, exactly, with the ball in their hands, not using them off ball, like maybe coming off a screen, like from the jump in that possession, that ball is in their
Yes.
hands, and they're either scoring, like creating off the first action and scoring out of it, or making something happen for a teammate for an open shot.
Yes.
But
I agree.
I'm a big believer in crunch time. That ball's in your best player's
Agreed.
hands.
Because they're learning, they can get to their spot easily, but I trust them a lot at the same time. And no, I agree with that 100%. That's a good point. Oh, hey, fun fact! I wrote this down because I was doing some research on the first ever FIBA World Cup team that we fielded that got silver in 1950 was an AAU team called the Denver Chevrolets.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I'm Googling it right now.
I was like, dang, that's nuts. Small world.
What?
Is it true? Because I did get it off Wikipedia, so sometimes Wikipedia.
I don't know. There's definitely.
Is there definitely a?
Oh, the best. Hold on, FIBA, the best of World Cup. Argentina's first night. Hold on. Yeah, man, it looks like it's real.
So, oh yeah, might as well just. So we play.
That's dope.
So Canada also
Go
lost
ahead.
today to shoot to
I was just looking
Serbia,
at that
95
too.
to 86, and so that's who we play in the bronze medal games Sunday morning at 2:30 a.m. our time. Gold medal games like 6:30 Mountain Time.
Gold medal game is Italy or Germany and Serbia.
Yep. Which Serbia is riding a basketball high right now.
Mm. Hey man, that's one of those European teams that
And
they're always.
I guess
pretty good.
they're missing 2 or 3 of their best players too. So
Well, they don't even have Jokic, don't
no,
they?
and one of the Bogdanoviches and someone else, I guess. So it's like, yeah, I guess that's my point of I don't want to hear the C team. We sent our C team over there type stuff. So that's the only thing I don't want to hear. But in that game, who Bogdanovich, Bojan, or the one that plays for the guard, the younger one, had 23. Nikola Jovic.
Bogdan.
Yeah, Bogdan. RJ Barrett had 23 for Canada to lead them. Shea had 15.
For
Wow.
Bogdan.
Shea only had 15. Took 8 shot attempts. They must have locked him up. Dylan Brooks, 5 of 12, shot them out of the game. Whoop-dee. Good job, buddy. He had 16 points, though. 4 personal fouls. Dude, he's garbage.
Man.
Did you see his
I feel
quote or what he said the other day? He said he's the best defender in the world.
Who's that?
Dylan Brooks said he's the best defender in the world. Yeah, see exactly. Who's that?
Oh man, Bush getting started on the best defender in the world, or Dylan Brooks again. Hey, we know that's not true. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I could go on. I can name
that dude
12 defenders better than him.
Yeah, man. He just, oh man, you're gonna get me started on him.
Zach Edey started and played 2 minutes. He had 5 points. Okay, wait, what? Did he get hurt? Hold up. How do you start?
Who's he play for again? Canada?
How do you start? Go 2 for 2 from the field with 5 points and 1 board, and a personal. And then they benched him? Wow.
Maybe he did.
All right, good for him. Lou Dort, 1 for 4. 3.
So let me ask you this, Bush.
Go ahead.
How bad is the Twitter rant going to be if we don't even get a medal?
It's not, because I think I got it out today.
Oh, did you? Okay.
It's just
I don't believe that for a
I don't
second. I
settle.
can
I
tell you
don't.
that right now.
To be honest with you, like even bronze is just sad. But I guess if we don't medal again, wow.
But bronze, I mean, like if I'm going to the World
At least get
Cup,
something out of it.
and yeah, like get a bronze, man. Come on.
Just sucks. That was a bad showing, man. It was just a frustrating game, a bad showing. Um, I expected better.
The unfortunate
Steve
thing that
Kerr
I was
is a
thinking about
very.
Bush.
So go ahead. Before I go on,
No, you get finish what you were
I'm gonna
saying.
say no because this is gonna turn into a conversation. So go what you said. Go what you were about to say.
I don't even remember now, to be honest with you.
All right, Steve Kerr is a very average coach, below average coach.
Really?
Yes,
We need a
he
hot
has.
take button or
He
something.
has piggybacked off of Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And this past year in the playoffs, I think, and how this whole year with the Golden State Warriors, and then how this debacle unfolded with say, it's very evident. He's so stubborn. He's a stubborn coach.
Bro.
He's a stubborn coach.
Maybe that may be the case, but for one, the Warriors were not a championship team this year. They were not going to win that thing. So it didn't matter how good of a coaching job he did. I don't think they were winning a championship. And two, they lost by 2 to Germany, which, yeah, that's a bad loss, you know. But I don't think that makes him a bad coach.
There's
like I don't think. Go ahead.
To me, it's the lack of adjustments and in-game adjustments. It seems like, and then just the stubbornness to stick with. Like it just feels like we got to stick with it. It's what we had. It's what we're doing. We got to stick with it. Like, bro, you're switching Austin Reeves on the guys that are getting him in the post and getting buckets on him 4 possessions in a row. We're not going to do anything about that. We're just going to let it ride. What are we doing?
I can't lie to you. I have felt that way in NBA games with, like, especially with Warriors in the playoffs. With they switch basically all the time, and getting abused by it. So I can't lie. I have felt that before about the Warriors specifically. But I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can, especially against LeBron and the Cavs, and not saying those were layup finals, but yeah, they were the favorites and stuff. But you still don't get by that team without being, adjusting and doing some great things as a coach.
No, I get it. I feel like, what's the right way to say this? His record is, he's not as good as what his record shows. There we go.
And to your point, he has been blessed with fantastic players.
Bro, his third year.
Did you see?
He had the greatest roster of all time.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Did you see I think it was the clip on Gilbert Arenas' podcast with Rashad McCants talking about, like, Greg Popovich not being a bad coach. I think it was Rashad McCants.
Oh yeah, but how that take? No.
And how, like, and everybody else was arguing that, like, Popovich developed that. That's something that Steve Kerr, I don't think, can say about the Warriors, is because,
Mark Jackson.
Hoop heads know exactly. It was Mark Jackson that really brought that team up, and they were kind of emerging as that power team.
And that's why he's so salty towards it.
They made the switch.
Have you ever noticed that? That dude is openly salty towards the Warriors. A lot of time. And I don't blame him, dude. I don't blame him.
I haven't specifically noticed.
He got fired. He got fired, and then they go on their dynasty run.
Yeah, which that's tough. I can't imagine how salty I would feel. But what was I going to say? Oh, with the Steve Kerr thing. I don't think as a coach at any level you win championships or really much of anything without having great players along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you inherited them, whether you developed them, if you're going to win a championship, the players win the game on the floor. Um, and yeah, it's the coach's job to adjust and do the game plan type stuff.
Realistically, to think about it, at the end of the day, a lot of coaches are considered good coaches, not just because of development too, but of what they've been blessed with as well. Like Popovich was blessed with greats.
Timmy D and Tony.
Phil Jackson was blessed with the two best players that ever touched a basketball. And and the latter being the GOAT.
Yeah, a little smirk. Go on.
Though, that's why, to flip this argument, I will always, right now, put Erik Spoelstra as my number one. Not because of championships, but because of what he has as a roster and how competitive he is every year in the playoffs and every year in general. You know what I mean? Like,
that's very fair.
And so I think Erik Spoelstra is the best coach currently right now. He's my number one. And two, I think he should be Team USA's coach as well, honestly.
Which he's on staff, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
right?
But me and you both know
it is different. Think he should be the head coach?
It's different when it's not yours. Like, you can be an assistant, but it's not yours. It's, at the end of the day, it is Steve Kerr's final say. So, and that's
no doubt.
And so I don't know. I just think because to me, okay, we won all that stuff with Coach K and whatnot, and Spoelstra has that has that to him a little bit, like that mentality a little bit. I don't know. Coach K was a fierce coach. He coached those dudes.
Yeah, I think
he coached his college team, and I think
I will say this about Coach K too is he had that. He was Army or Navy. What was
Army.
Coach K?
West
he
Point.
Was a military guy. Yeah, West Point. So he had that. It was important to him to win those Olympics as well. So I'm sure that bled through into the team.
He would openly tell them. I guess that he would tell stories about that kind of thing, like, this is our country. You put all that other stuff aside. We're playing for the flag and the name across our chest and whatnot. And at the end of the day, you are like, we as a country want to see gold, and that's why. Like, I saw a thing the other day after they lost to Lithuania, got criticized hard, and then crushed Italy by 37. And then someone goes, "Oh yeah, see now people want to switch back up that energy. It's crazy how things happen when you're winning." And I'm like, yeah, well, still they shouldn't be losing. Like, we shouldn't be losing to these teams, in my opinion. If we're gonna say we're the best, like you said, if we're the most talented basketball players in the world, there's no reason we should be losing.
Yeah, I mean,
but like I said,
the proof is in the pudding. We got to do something.
It is hard with a target on your back every time you go play. Everyone wants to beat Team USA.
Yep. Yeah, that is certainly those teams that do get matched up against us. They want that dub a little bit more, I think.
Okay, I want to ask you something. What did you think of the Cowboys game?
Football?
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't see any of it, but I know it was a thriller there in Laradice.
Oh, it's amazing.
Sorry, Mom. My mom hates when people say Laradice, and I just said it. So sorry, Mom.
Jeez, man.
I know she's gonna listen to this.
She's gonna ask you. Okay, so we're gonna do a thing. I'm just popping this on you, but we're gonna do a thing called Pick'em, I'm going to pick 3 college football games real quick that I had in mind, and I'm going to ask you who you have
Okay.
to win. And we're going to do a running tally all year. So, like, if you win the game, you get a win. If you lose the game, you get a loss.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down too.
Okay, so first one is Nebraska at Colorado.
CU, baby.
I got CU as well. Okay.
And I gotta say this to all my Husker family and friends. I love rubbing it in when the Skurs go down, so I'll let you hear it.
Next one is Texas and Bama. It's number 11 Texas at number 3 Bama, so it's going to be a good game. Bama, okay, me too. Honestly, me too, because I'm betting on Bama, so I'm not going to go against my bet. Last one, I need to find a good one. Let's find a random ranked game that could be close.
Who do the Cowboys play?
Portland State. Cowboys and Well, okay, fine. UW and Portland State. I already know my pick. I'm picking the Cowboys.
UW.
All right.
Is it in Laramie?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing one more this week. Iowa and Iowa State, because that's a rivalry game. I'm going to go with, you go first. I'll let you pick.
Let me look first. Hold on.
I know we said this is a basketball podcast, but I like to spice it up and have some fun.
Yeah, we're going to get back to it.
It's at Iowa State.
They're both 1-0.
You know,
who'd Iowa play?
Utah State. They won 24-14.
Iowa State played Northern Iowa. Okay. Ooh, dude, I don't really know. I don't know anything about these teams. I'm going Iowa.
I'm going Iowa State. Because I'm just gonna go against you.
I appreciate that.
For the one time. This can't be lined up the same. All right.
No,
so 4 games, our 4 picks. That's it. Perfect.
I like that, Bushel Beans. I like that a lot.
I was thinking about that, and then once like college basketball starts, we can start doing it then too. Just do random stuff.
Yeah, we got to.
And when we have guests on too, we have to have them do it too. So that's just.
Which we're working on now. We'll figure out some guest options.
Don't worry,
here.
people.
It's been a minute since we've had anybody on.
We we got I'm getting the RMAC in line. I got one from Western, so that's another one that's scratched off.
Beautiful.
And so we're slowly working there. I'm gonna try. I want to get like 1 or 2. I want to get one of the new coaches. I want to get Adam's new coach on here and see what his whole mindset is going into that, because that's a new coach for the first time in a while.
Do you see they got Destin Williams back?
Who?
Do you see they got Destin Williams back? You remember Destin Williams?
Yeah, I do.
He was their really good point guard 2 years ago.
Uh-oh. Hey, he's from that coach from Idaho. He was at Idaho coaching, so I don't know, man. Those D1 guys, they have those connections with players.
Destin Williams has that dog in him.
Absolutely, he's good. He was a freshman a couple years ago, right?
No, I think I'm honestly not sure how he's back or how that worked out, but he must still have eligibility somehow.
Who was the one guy that came back that was there a couple years ago during the COVID year? That big dude. You know who I'm talking about?
Adam State.
Yeah. Destin
what was
Williams,
his name? I can't remember his name.
I'm gonna go look it up. Some on there. That was in 20.
Oh, he was a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, I remember he was young. 34. That's who it is.
Yeah, he's
Frederick
got that
Jackson,
dog in
bro.
him.
Frederick Jackson.
That's it. Yeah, I knew there was Fred somewhere in
Because
there.
B. Willie played against him, and Brandon goes, he looked at us, me and Shit, he goes, bro, something's going on over there. How is he still playing right now? He said, I played against him.
Bro, that's how I felt about Ferris. They're at Fort Lewis there for a little while.
That's how I felt about Broadbeck from Regis, dude.
At Regis. And the other one was, you'll know this name, is Brendan, what's his last name from Mines, number 5?
Oh, Sullivan?
Brendan Sullivan.
That dude was around forever.
Yeah. Oh, man, he was around for so long.
It felt like, it was just like, oh my gosh, dude, I have to do another scout for Brendan Sullivan? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I know.
Our MAC Player of the Year guy.
Felt
really
like,
good.
I think,
runs around a lot.
Bro, I feel like Brendan Sullivan was on the roster my senior year.
No.
Which I don't think that's true, but it felt like it.
Yeah. No, for real, dude. There were some dudes in the league that you're just like, is he gone yet? Is he done? Especially
with people getting that COVID year back. Oh man, dude! Like
now I know how when announcers would be like on ESPN during college back in the day when seniors were around a lot. Like when they talked about Aaron Kraft, they're like, man, it feels like this guy's been here forever. Or like Perry Ellis and stuff. And coaches really, as a coach, you really sit there and you're like, bro, is this dude done? Is he done yet? Can he be done?
Like, what classes is this dude taking? He can't be still taking classes.
He shows up on the roster the next year. He's serious? I thought he was a senior last year. We were at his senior night.
Dude, Perry Ellis is the one that really comes to mind when you say that.
That man was around forever.
Oh, my God. He never left, it seemed like. He's still walking the halls of Lawrence, Kansas at KU.
Oh, probably. Wouldn't doubt it.
All right, people. That's it. That's all we got. We're just babbling on right now.
I had a little moment there where I had nothing to say. I was just like, I don't know what to say.
That's when you know it's time to just wrap it up and call it a day.
This is okay. So with that being said, let us know how you like the new visuals that are going to be put through this. How you like them?
Shout out Bush.
So we're just working on. I'm just trying to work on it. Make this a little bit more appealing to the fans, and a little bit more fan appeal.
Just trying to level up. That's all.
So other than that, Kitchen Nook Podcast, episode 27.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Peace.